Hey you guys, it's Crystal Jordan. I'll come back to you guys with another video, and today I'm going to be talking to mostly my parents or teachers or babysitters, nannies, anybody who's dealing with children in childcare right now, specifically because of COVID and the fact that most of our kids are not going back to school or they're doing virtual or whatever. I kind of just wanted to help you guys out and give you guys some ideas about homeschooling or transitioning, because I know that's something that everybody's dealing with right now. So I am a nanny, for those of you who don't know. I've been a nanny for almost 10 years now. And currently I nanny for a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old. So my 4-year-old is advanced. He was supposed to be going to kindergarten this year. And because of COVID, he is not. So we had to figure out what we were going to do. Because obviously, because of his age, his birthday's not until December, he won't be doing virtual school with the rest of the county. So here in Atlanta, all of the schools have decided that they're going to do virtual school for the first semester until they see what happens with the COVID cases. So because of his age, we can register him for virtual school because he's still technically 4. And in Georgia, you have to be 5 years old to start kindergarten. So we had to figure out what we're going to do. Then I also have, the responsibility of teaching this 3-year-old who will not be able to go to preschool. So we tried quite a few different programs. Some work, some don't. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of that today. But I'm also going to be offering a course called Transitioning to Homeschool for you guys. I'm going to kind of briefly go over a few things, and then everything else will be offered in the course. You guys can pick it up very soon. I'll let you guys know in a future video when it's coming, but it will definitely be coming out before school starts. Okay, so one of the things that we started out with was just like, literally, I'm not a teacher. I was just kind of thrown into this whole homeschooling thing because of COVID. So obviously my hours changed. I, started coming into work earlier so that I could be with the kids all day because their parents do have to work. So what I started doing was just like, okay, let me see where their teachers left off. Thankfully, his teacher had a notebook that she was working on, and she literally sent them home with the folder when COVID happened and was like, this is what we're working on. This is what we're supposed to be working on for like the next 2 weeks. You guys take this home. So I started off doing that, and then with the 3-year-old, she was 2 at the time. I was just working on ABCs with her, trying to get her to know her ABCs. And right now I'm working on trying to get her to identify them. So some of the things that I do with her to try to get her to identify them is I have little flashcards that have, letters and animals, and we say A is for alligator and B is for bear and blah 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 blah. And so sometimes I'll play a game where I scatter them all over the floor, and I'm like, okay, bring me the letter A or bring me the letter Y or whatever. Also been doing some art projects with her, like, okay, well, we'll do this letter. I even found a guy on YouTube who was great with sounds. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now, but I will post a link below. And he has tons of videos with like each letter, and he literally goes over letter A is a letter of the alphabet, and then he tells you the sound that it makes, and he tells you words that start with A, and then he tells you words that end with A. So that was really helpful for her grasping not only what the letter was, but for combining learning the sounds and what words start with it and things of that nature. For the 4-year-old, like I said, we continued doing the schoolwork. When the schoolwork ran out, I was like, oh God, what am I going to do? So I turned to games, like educational games. Those were a little helpful, but 4-year-old was only going to sit still for so long. And then also I had to remember that he was supposed to be going to kindergarten, and that school structure was not going to be there. Because when this is over, obviously he'll be going to regular school. So trying to find ways to transfer him into regular schools, which leads me to what this video is about. So we found a homeschooling program for him, and I'm actually going to unbox the kit because it just came in today. And the kit is called, don't make me lie to you guys, let me make sure I have the right name on here. It's called Moving Beyond the Page. So he's 4, but he's actually learning to read now. We've been working on, like I said, he knows all his sounds, he knows all his letters, and we even started doing the 2-letter sounds like sh and the and ch and things like that, CH, SH, all those letter sounds that are really critical for learning to read. Because what I noticed when I tried to skip that was, he knew all his individual sounds, but the issue was when he tried to read, because he didn't know those 2-letter sounds, because sometimes you put letters together and they don't make the original sound, it was making it hard. Because, like, for example, the word the, he was going to, eh, to, he, and that was the word he was coming up with. So we had to go over those 2-letter sounds to make sure that he got that. So I definitely advise doing that before pushing your kid into reading. It makes a big difference, because once he got those sounds down, he's able to put things together. Those blends are critical. So we got Reading Beyond the Page, and Reading Beyond the Page is actually a homeschooling program geared towards reading for kids who are like kindergarten, first grade age. Like I said, he's 4, so if your kid is working on that type of thing at that age, then it doesn't matter. As long as this is what your kid is doing, it works. And it says it's for ages 4 to 5. So I'm just gonna kind of unbox it in front of you guys, because this is one of the programs that we are about to try as far as homeschooling goes, and we're gonna kind of kick it into high gear and see how it goes. I'm trying to get it done now so that I know if it works really well or not. And that way I'm going to also do a review video for you guys. So that way, if it does work well, I can come in and be like, hey, this is how it works. This is what you do. But you guys are kind of on this journey with us. So let's get to unboxing this thing, because I haven't gone through this stuff yet either. I just opened the box and saw that it was full. This big giant box is the program. Let me see if I can get you guys a little more. Make sure you guys can see it. Okay, so this is the box. One of the first things I noticed when I opened this box was heads chopped off. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Okay, so one of the things I noticed when I opened the box was that it was full of books, which I thought was awesome. They have a lot of books, but just the fact that it's a reading program and it came with tons of fun looking books for them to read. I'll show you. This is just like a small stack of the books. All of this. These are all reading books. So all new additions to the bookshelf. For them to read. It even has these little small ones, as you can tell, are probably beginner books. And then it just kind of goes up. Let's see how many books there are. There are 2, 4, 6, 10, 12. I'll keep that one to the side for something. 13, 14, Okay, so 27, technically 28 books. The reason I pulled this one to the side, because when I picked it up, I noticed that it said that it was a read, and it had a read and listen downloadable MP3. So this one is book number 28, and it's just a book full of stories, full of children's stories. But this one actually has where you can download the MP3 to read that reads along with you. Then it also comes with a student activity book. So in the activity book, it's literally a book full of like worksheets. So like stuff that you would see your kindergartner come home with. See, this is beginning letter sounds, phases of the moon, and there's places for them to trace and write their letters. It has that for each one. It has sentences where you create sentences. And so the thing that I do like about this program is it's set up to do like letter of the week, so that everything isn't so smushed in. So let me pick a letter so that we can see what the whole thing looks like. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it starts with this page. It starts with the picture to draw on. You know, you do all the the tracing and the writing on. And then it'll give you, so the letter was C, so it gave you the C's to draw, and then it gave you something that started with C, which is a cat, and it wanted you to color the cat. And then it progresses and it goes on to, okay, now that you know the uppercase C, we're going to do lowercase c, and we're going to trace it, and we're going to write it. And then letter sounds with C. So you had to find the ones that have C in it and circle it. What does it sound? Circle it, find what it is. Does it start with C? Does it not start with C? Beginning letter sounds for C, F, E, I, and A. So the letters are not in order. So all these letters that are listed were ones that they previously worked on. And that's just kind of a review page. They even go as far as teaching the kids the month of the year. And then it switches to another letter. So this is the student workbook pages. The thing I like about this is if you don't want them to write in the book, or you have multiple children to work with, you can simply just take this page out. It's binded, but you can rip it out, make copies, make as many as you want, and keep moving with it. Then the second thing that I liked about it was not only does it come with that children's workbook, but it comes with a parent manual on how to use the system. And it's a full-on lesson plan with what to do, what materials you're going to need, you know, exactly what the activities are. The activities, it gives you links to different websites that you may need or may use while you're doing it. And then it comes with this handy dandy, and I'm going to have to pick you guys up for a second. I'm going to show you. Let me turn it around. It comes with another box inside with the materials kits. Like I said, each thing in there, each activity or each letter that they do for the week has activity. So this came with a little map with all the consonants on it, so I can teach him that. And then this materials kit literally is separated by each activity, so I don't have to do a lot of digging. I don't have to do a whole lot of looking for things. When it's time to do the activity, you simply pick up a bag. Like this looks like we're making a reindeer, I think. Oh, it looks like a Santa sleigh. So obviously something for Christmas time, but all the materials are in the bag, from the paper to the glitter to the eyeballs for the reindeer, the jingle bells, everything is in there. So I do like that. Everything is bagged separately. What's this? This is powdered paint, which is awesome. You don't have to use all the paint at one time. You just pick out the amount that you need and call it a day. And then it also comes with just more activity stuff. This is an index card box. Let's see what's in the index card box. Okay, so these are numbers on the front of the card, and then obviously it's a different card. The dots to count them are on the back. I'm just gonna take one out for you guys so you can see it. So this is the number 20, and then it has 20 dots on the back so they can see it. So that's really good for, you know, if you're starting math with your kid, or even just teaching them how to count. That's a good way to count. He knows how to count, and we've already started doing adding and subtracting. So I have a few other creative ways that I'm going to show you guys in a different video of how to teach your kids how to add and subtract. But cards like these are helpful. And then also it comes with cards that have sight words. Each week has a sight word that you work on. So like week 1 is the word you. And I believe week 1 letter was A. Yeah. So like I said, the alphabet, it won't be in alphabetical order. It might be A one week and W the next week. But each week has a word and a letter. But I think that's about it for everything that the kit came with. I showed you guys the materials box and all the books again. This giant stack of books. So you guys have any questions about the program or have any experience with the program, please feel free to drop it down in the comments below. Any questions about transitioning to homeschool, drop them down in the comments below. Anything that you need to know or you want me to make a video about regarding this wonderful switch that we all have to make, from regular school to homeschool, or even those of you who are already homeschooling, if you have something that works, please let me know. Like I said, I am not a teacher. I am just doing what needs to be done in this time. So, trying to help you guys out, and I hope you guys can send me some help too. Talk to you guys later. Bye.